Have you ever watched a golf tournament and just been totally mesmerized by how different all the swings are? I mean, you look at the legends, you look at the players today, and every single swing has its own unique fingerprint. So, how do they all manage to produce such amazing, consistent results? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today, using the PGA's official swing model as our guide. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's just jump right into that big question, the one that kind of fascinates every golfer. You see players like Ben Hogan with his incredible rotation, or John Rahm with that super short, powerful backswing. Their movements are completely their own. So if there's no single, perfect swing out there to copy, how on earth do they all get to that same powerful, repeatable impact? Well, the secret, and this comes straight from the PGA's own playbook, isn't about chasing some mythical perfect motion. The real key is understanding this. Tons of different swings can create a nearly identical, solid impact. It's all about getting a handle on a universal framework of cause and effect, not just trying to copy a specific look. And here it is. This is that framework. The PGA swing model breaks the entire golf swing down into three simple, distinct levels. Right at the bottom, the foundation, you've got the laws. These are the non-negotiable rules of physics. Then in the middle, you have the principles. These are the mechanics of the swing itself. And right at the very top, you get the preferences. And that's the personal style that makes every swing unique. Okay, so we've got to start right at the foundation of this pyramid, the laws. Think of these as the absolute, unbreakable truths of golf. They are the pure physics that decide what that golf ball does and where it goes every single time. No exceptions. So what do we mean by law? Well, it's a proven phenomenon of nature. In golf, these laws are the physical forces that control the ball's flight. And here's the thing you have to remember. The golf ball doesn't care about your swing style, your new driver, or what you shot yesterday. It only, and I mean only, responds to these forces. And here they are, the 6 commandments of ball flight. These are the only things that matter in that split second of impact. We're talking about centeredness of contact, club face angle, club head path, speed, angle of approach, and dynamic loft. Everything you do in your swing, from the moment you grip the club to your follow-through, is an attempt to get these 6 factors just right. And why are these laws so absolute? Get this. This is how long the club face is actually touching the ball. Less than half a millisecond. It's almost instantaneous. In that tiny, tiny fraction of a second, that's the moment of truth. The ball gets all of its flight instructions. Everything else is just the setup for this one critical moment. Now, those 6 laws can seem like a lot to juggle, but here's a really cool way to simplify them. You can basically sort them into 2 buckets, what controls distance and what controls direction. You can see things like club head speed are mostly about how far the ball goes, while club face angle is huge for where it starts. But look closely. Notice how centeredness of contact and dynamic loft show up in both columns? That's because hitting it pure, right on the sweet spot with the right loft is absolutely critical for controlling both distance and direction. Okay, so if the laws are the what, the result at impact, then the principles are the how. How do you actually influence those laws? Let's move up the pyramid, because this next level is all about the mechanics a golfer can actually control. This is your swing's blueprint. If we look back at our main diagram here, you can see exactly how the principles link up to the laws. These principles are the levers you can actually pull. They are the 14 key positions and movements in your swing that you use to change the physics at impact, and in the end, change where your ball goes. So the official definition here is a first cause that directly relates to a law. You know, that's a bit academic. Let's just put it in plain English. Think of the laws as the ingredients in a recipe. The principles are your cooking techniques. You can sauté, you can bake, you can grill, all different techniques, but they can all lead to an amazing meal. The principles are the fundamental actions you perform to get the job done. And here's a perfect, concrete example, the pre-swing principles. I mean, before you even start the club back, you are already influencing the laws of physics. Your grip is your only connection to the club. Your aim, your setup, all of it creates the foundation for the entire swing. If you get these right, you're just making it so much easier to deliver that club perfectly at impact. And now, we get to the top of the pyramid. This is where the magic happens. This is where the art of the swing meets the science. Preferences are what make your swing your swing. This level is what finally solves that puzzle we started with. Why all the greats look so different but play so well. So what's a preference? It's really just a choice. It's a stylistic decision about how you want to execute the principles. But, and this is a really big but, it's not a free-for-all. For a preference to work, it still has to operate within that framework of principles so that it positively influences the laws of the bottom. Your style has to serve the science. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the range of valid choices you have. Are you a long swing with a slow tempo or a short swing with a fast tempo? Do you have a swing that's driven by strong arm action or one that's driven by strong body rotation? See, there's no single right answer here. These are all different but equally valid ways to get to a solid impact. So, how do you choose? Well, your preferences shouldn't be random. Most of the time, they're actually dictated by your own unique body. A tall, lanky golfer is probably going to prefer a different swing plane than a shorter, more powerful golfer. The real goal is to match your swing style, your preferences, to your own physical makeup. Okay, so let's bring it all home. We've gone from the cold, hard science of physics at the bottom, up through the mechanics of the swing in the middle, and all the way to the art of individual style at the top. Now let's talk about how this whole model is actually used. Now, this is an absolutely crucial point that the PGA makes. This swing model, it's a diagnostic tool for an instructor. It is not meant to be a 20-point checklist for a student to obsess over on the driving range. A great teacher uses this framework behind the scenes to figure out the root cause of an issue and then find the simplest, most effective fix for that one specific student. And really, this quote from the source material just nails it. The model isn't some rigid one-size-fits-all method. It's a framework that lets a teacher be organized in their thinking, but totally flexible in their approach, so they can tailor their instruction to every single golfer they work with. And that brings us to one final thought for you. Now that you've got this framework, from the laws of physics all the way up to the preferences of style, the next time you watch a pro or even think about your own swing, ask yourself this: what does their style tell you about the science they're trying to create at impact? It's a completely new way to look at the game.